Alright, hello YouTube viewers. This is a anime group. This is our first video, so bear with us for this. I'm Kevin. I'll go by Genesis on this.
And I'm Kyle, and I'm going to go by Kenshin.
It's more than just the two of us. There's at least two other people, but as of right now, they can't be with us, so we're just going to go on this. Just the two of us, so we can go ahead and get our first video up. This first video, really, it's mainly for one goal only, and that goal is to raise awareness and just to get more support for the relief efforts going on in Japan right now. For those of you that haven't heard by somehow, Japan was hit by a tsunami earlier this month, and the death toll has risen steadily within the last week. I think it's over 10,000 if I remember correctly, and there's still people missing and still finding bodies. A lot of different groups have gone through charities. A lot of money has been sent to this, but it's honestly still not enough. Not enough people are getting information. Not enough people are helping. So we just really want to raise the awareness on what's going on.
The Kodak Corner Cast, you guys may have heard of them before. They're a Naruto podcast. They do Naruto informants about the anime and the manga and so on and so forth. And they did recently just did a telethon sort of thing with a couple of other podcasts, and they raised about $28,000 in 24 hours, which is pretty impressive.
It was the One Piece podcast, the SSAA podcast, and a lot of other people joined in with them. The One Piece podcast was the one who hosted it, and they were the main ones that were on the whole time. But Konoha Corner helped them with it. They helped with advertising it on Facebook, on DeviantArt, on a lot of different places. But they did raise, I watched them for as long as I could, they did raise well over 28,000, which they actually did that in about 18 hours, or not even 18 hours if I remember correctly. So that their goal was 25,000 in 24 hours, and they pretty much beat that. So there's a lot of other things like the Red Cross, of course, is helping. Some generic people are helping, like just other podcast groups, other online things are doing fundraisers, but relief efforts just aren't going that well. If you bear with me for a second, I'm trying to pull up some information about the quake, the latest information I was just reading. Kyle, you can take some time in this now.
Alright. Like we've stated before, there's some podcasts that did a fundraiser type deal, and they actually had some special guests that you guys probably have heard these guys. Some of the voice actors from series such as DBZ Abridged. I think there were some of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged people in there too, because they do some of the same stuff in there, as you guys know. And
it was Little Karibo from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged that was in it.
Yeah, and like Kevin said, or Genesis said, they raised well over $28,000, which is, like I said, very impressive. And it's really cool because they got some of the well-known voice actors as well in there. I don't know the names right now off the top of my head, but I remember them saying they had some in there.
Some of the voice actors that were in there were, a lot of them couldn't be in it. Like, they had little videos that they had of the people in it. Like, you had Granny Chow, Genkai, and which I thought was hilarious was from the original Power Rangers series. They had the person that played the lady that played Rita on there. They had a lot of the Funimation English writers, the voice actor for Soul from Soul Eater, and just a ton of others. It really drew in a lot of attention. The viewers watching never dropped below either 100 to 500, so it was a really good fundraiser, and they did raise a lot of money. Looking here, from the latest info, I don't know if NBC.com or CNN.com is updated, but the latest info I've been able to get online is there's about 21,000 people dead or missing and 1,000 homeless. And this is from the earthquake and tsunami from 10 days ago. So they still are in need of a lot.
Definitely, these guys are... I mean, even if you're not an anime fan or a manga lover or anything, this right here is just... It's really tragic because it doesn't matter where it is around the globe. If anything like this happens, it should be supported by many people because we are all on the same planet here.
pretty much one of those things where it doesn't matter where you are. If you see this, the first thing that goes into your mind shouldn't be, well, it didn't happen here. The thing that should go into your mind should be, well, if it did happen here, I would want somebody to help me, so I should help them. Really, this is all about trying your best to help them just for the good of everyone else. Even if you can't donate any money, you can still spread the word, spread information, get people that can help to give money and to keep spreading information. This should not just be a few people thing. This should not be something that the moment someone tributes $10 to it, say, okay, I gave money, I'm done. This should be happening until they say Japan is okay. And even a little after that, because people will still be trying to rebuild, people will still be trying to make a home for themselves. This effects of this are going to be happening for a long time, even after Japan has been rebuilt.
Definitely. I mean, this is pulling back some years, but New Orleans is still dealing with a lot of stuff after Katrina. And it's been 5-6 years now, right?
Yeah, 5 to 6 years if I can remember correctly.
And there's still people homeless. Their houses are not being rebuilt. I mean, it's really sad the fact that a lot of stuff hasn't been done down there. And we all need to do something about it. Obviously, no one's really paying any more attention to it, which they really should be, because it's obviously not completely fixed yet.
Like Kyle said, you have New Orleans still suffering from that, and for something that affected all of us. Like, even if you don't think New Orleans affected you, which it should have, because it is a home base if you're in America. But if you're not even if you're not in America, New Orleans is a big culture spot, so it should have probably affected you too. But something that affected everyone, American or not American, was September 11th. That was 10 years ago, and you still have the wreckage from the Twin Towers still being pulled open. People still trying to find loved ones 10 years after the issue. Stuff like this just doesn't end whenever money stops coming in. This continues on, and it will continue on until the last person is found or the last piece of rubble is picked up. So even though you say, well, they don't need any more money, or, well, I've already donated money, it cannot just end with that. It does still they still do need your help. You could still spread the word. You could still ask for donations. This shouldn't just be a one-time deal for people. It should be a lifetime thing until they say, okay, it's good, you can stop.
And the main thing here is don't get us wrong, we're not trying to pull you into a guilt trip to donate for Japan. It's just all these events have one thing in common. They're all traumatic in some sort of fashion, and it's every time something new happens in the U.S. or anywhere around the world, all these events get blown off for the next catastrophic event. And it's really not right. And now we have another nation that we get things from, not being the point here, but, I mean, we trade with them, and they're a huge amount of, influence for American culture in certain areas. I mean, if it wasn't for Japan, you wouldn't have some of the shows on TV now that you may think are good, or you may not have the manga that's put out now, or you may not have these clothing styles. It's just, Japan is a hotspot for culture like New Orleans was. And it's a great amount of inspiration from another place that is just different from everywhere else.
The main purpose of this video, or this is pretty much taking up a whole video right here. The main purpose of this video is just to say, help Japan. We're not forcing you to do anything. Everything is your choice with this. Just try your best to find it in your nature to help Japan.
As of right now, we are Kevin and I ourselves, along with our friends, are going to try to start some sort of relief fund that we can send to Japan, and we'll give you guys more information on that later if you're interested in helping out. As soon as we get it up, we'll, throw it in the info below, post a link or anything. Like I said, we're going to try to help the best we can ourselves, spread the word. Even if we can't find any money, we're going to try our best to spread the awareness around.
Like Kyle was saying, we are trying to start a fundraiser at our school to get relief efforts in there. But until I can get some definite information about how you can help out with us, I will be posting a link in the description of this video to the Red Cross site for the donations. So any donations you have, you could just send to them, and they'll take care of everything. Alright, that'll do it for this video. As we said before, I'm Kevin, or as I will be called in later videos, Genesis.
And I'm Kyle, or in later videos, Kenshin.
And we'll see you guys later.